Hey everybody, this is Matt. It's so good to connect with you. If you've been here with me for a minute, I'm just so thankful for you and for your comments and for your support and love and just making that connection. And if you're watching me for the first time, welcome. This is super cool that we get to connect. And we are today going to be pulling down messages from the higher self. Okay, so we're tapping into the higher self of the collective of each pile. You are your own beautiful individual, and it's so important to use these readings and external insights, I suppose, as supplemental to your own intuition. You are your own guiding light, and these videos are just here to help reflect back parts of us that we are in the process of meeting. Okay, that's really the intention behind these, and to hopefully uplift, enlighten, support, or even shine a light on some shadow if that's what wants to be met. I do not shy away from shadow. But yeah, we just want to open up the door for the higher self to come through. Only take what is yours, of course. And we have 3 piles. I did shuffle, so I do not know what any of these cards are, and we'll dive right in, okay? Hey, pile 1, so you guys chose this card here, and we will see what it is in a moment. Let's see what's coming through here for you. I'm definitely, for some reason, I'm seeing like sports or like football or something, and that could be associated with family, a family member or a close friend or something. There's something about, like, I'm seeing water being put on a fire, okay? And so this can talk about how conflict energy in your life is sort of being met and seen, and then like doused with love in some way, or compassion. Yeah, and I'm seeing yellow, the color yellow, so this is giving me solar plexus energy about self-confidence and empowerment, even in the midst of conflict or opposition in some type of way, or like, yeah, something like that. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands, which talks about conflict energy. Okay, so yeah, there's some aspect of you that may be feeling at odds with something in your life, okay? This can be some type of path that you're going down that you might feel a little bit back and forth on or uncertain on. This can be a relationship that you feel back and forth on. This can be just some type of energy around you or within you that feels like not on the same team or not equal, or like creating agitation, okay? So let's see what else wants to come through. Very synchronistic for pile 1, angels. Okay, there's that water I was seeing being doused on this like fiery energy that we're getting. Okay, so there is sort of this like on a more deeper spiritual level, a desire to kind of come out of an energy of conflict and more into an energy of peace, balance, like healing, that type of thing, moving away from conflict, releasing, surrendering, letting go of conflict, and starting to see it from a new perspective, okay? We're starting to have a different perspective around like this idea of opposition in our lives, you know, knowing that like oftentimes we project an opposition outside of us because it's reflecting back a shadow aspect within us that perhaps we're deflecting or avoiding, or, you know, like, we're all human. We all do this in our own ways. We've all done this. This is just something that Spirit is shining a light on at this time. And there's beautiful new perspective, healing perspective coming through around this. All right, so what else for pile 1, angels? Queen of Pentacles. There's something about, like, again, so like honoring your own energy, honoring your own value, worth, being confident in your own energy, anchored, grounded, solid, having clear boundaries, but holding them lovingly. Okay. Let's see. King of Swords, being very honest with yourself and seeing things as they are, not how necessarily you're projecting them to be. And I know that that can be hard to know when we're projecting and when we're not. But this is just like when you're minding your own business, staying in your own lane, really working on cultivating that sense of safety within yourself. And this King of Swords is representative of boundaries that you're creating for yourself. It's like you can just see things for what they are, and not this is really the energy of not taking things personally. Okay, so some of you might be learning that or practicing that or meeting that part of yourself where you're learning how not to take things personally, because you're seeing that you're valuable and you're good as exactly who you are. And so any fight that you might feel like you've had to engage in your life is sort of kind of being softened and released a little bit at this time, you might find. Take these messages as they resonate, all right, y'all? There's a need for expression too, to be very just like bold and direct about your thoughts, your feelings, like just being bold and sort of unflinching in your communication. That might have come up at some point, or you just might feel that need to really be blunt in certain ways here. Sometimes that can come from a triggered energy. There may be triggers coming up in certain ways. There may be just like pent up anger, fire, heat, resentment that is coming up. Again, it's something that's coming up so that you can like kind of meet it with like more softness and love and awareness, and kind of let the dust or the agitated energies kind of settle back down, while still understanding, okay, I'm triggered, or this is if it applies to you in any situation. And just like really knowing that you're safe in your own body and that you can regulate on your own. And again, the triggers have more to do with you and your own history and your own experience of life than with something outside of you, as crazy as that sounds. So it's just about remembering, oh, this is not personal. I'm wonderful. I'm amazing. I don't have to fight to be who I am. And some of you may have felt like that previously in your life in some type of way. Okay. You might feel like you're navigating like two energies right now, where it's like you're kind of inhabiting the old energy that you've been in and sort of like starting to fold in new awareness, a new vibration, a new way of existing and vibrating. Okay. And so you might kind of feel like you're back and forth between like tug of war between the old ways and the new energy. This can have to do with your relationships. This can have to do with a specific romantic interest. This can just have to do with like allowing yourself to emotionally connect with another in a really like beautiful, harmonious, even keeled way where you're on the same wavelength. Okay. You might just be navigating some of that and what's in the way, but I just feel more so this energy of you feeling secure in being vulnerable and in connecting with compassion and seeing. Even this is also like giving me the energy of like, I don't have to agree with somebody or with a certain school of thought, or like I don't have to identify with certain aspects of someone else, but I can still understand that they're a beautiful human being in their own right, and they're worthy of love and compassion. Just because they're different than me does not take that away. So, take that on as it resonates. All right. This is about understanding that like multiple experiences and truths can both be true and valid, even if they're oppositional, is something I'm also getting. Okay. And a lot of times we create conflict based on our own experience of things when we've been extremely hurt in the past. Okay. And sometimes we can project that onto others. But this is really about healing this past pain when it comes to being emotionally seen and understood in some type of way, and moving through and with this hurt, but with love, instead of like fighting and like letting it inform this like pent up, triggered, angry energy. And there's a space for that, and that energy needs to be felt and acknowledged and seen. Okay. And there are safe spaces and even people connections where you can show that or express that, but just in a way that is not hurting another person or taking away someone else's experience in some type of way. And you may have felt like that's been done to you, where perhaps someone wasn't able to emotionally meet you where you were, and that created a sense of constant emotional dysregulation, or feeling like you needed to either reach for certain things externally outside of you to validate you, or to project blame on things outside of you because you've been hurt or not emotionally seen or understood. And so it's kind of like using these outside things as like projection, deflection mechanisms in a way. So take that if it resonates, if you've been finding yourself doing that, or other people around you. It just comes from a deep place of hurt, and the saying, hurt people, that kind of thing. So, but I just feel more love anchoring in your reality, more compassion, more seeing someone else for who they are. There's like a new creational energy being formed here in your life. Like you're being given the tools emotionally, spiritually, mentally to kind of come back into center and to move out of a space of conflict within your life in some type of way, which is beautiful. Like God's giving you the tools. You might be tired. You might feel like you've been through it, and like there's only more like difficulties to navigate in some sense. Okay, but you just have to keep going and keep doing your thing, because you are a beautiful being, all right? And you are being of immense value, not just to other people, but to yourself, And so if you can keep self-nurturing, like this is really going to help move you into more light. All right, Queen of Swords, again, like we're getting this energy of like, this is my truth, and then someone else being like, well, this is my truth. And it's like, okay, well, sometimes that creates a stalemate. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you're wrong, and it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that, like, for others of you, you might just be being guided to be very brutally honest with yourself about, the way things have been, and what you're truly desiring, and what you need, and what you want, and where you haven't had proper boundaries for yourself. Okay, and how you can best communicate those boundaries in a way that's detached, in a way where you're not going to get triggered if someone else has a response to your boundaries. And of course, everything I'm saying is just like, as we grow, this is a process, and you don't have to be there yet just because this is coming through. This is all about just planting those seeds, those ideas, and practicing. But yeah, this is about seeing things as they are, and not as we want them to be, or not as we project them to be based on our own fears or pains. I know it's really hard, because humans just do that. We just do that, right? We are who we are, and we come from where we come from, and how can you not see the world through that lens? But there is some kind of paradigm shift happening here with how you're seeing things, and illusions falling away, and understanding and accepting that change, no matter how different it looks, or no matter how, like, even if it's not what we expect here, there's a higher divine order at play that's actually turning things for the better in a way that maybe you're still learning how to receive or understand. And you don't even have to understand it right now, but there is some aspect of deeper trust that the universe is gently guiding you into through your experiences currently, and through what's happening around you, what you're perceiving, knowing that change is the only constant in life, and things often surprise us in like its true divine purpose and nature, okay, that is much larger and bigger than our egos, our minds, what we deem to be acceptable or what we deem to be you know. And again, with these swords energies, it's like it's reminding me that we have agency over where we're directing our focus and energy, okay? And so there's just a reminder that like things are going to happen, changes are going to happen in the world at large, and in your own personal life, but you can still choose how you're seeing these changes. And I am picking up that there are beautiful changes happening for you for the better, and it's going to help you drop you into your heart even more, okay? Yeah, there's that energy of like confusion as changes are occurring around you, and some projection going on, and some illusions that, you know, you're being guided to continue to like see that there are illusions, okay? It's not about knowing what the actual like core truth is per se. It's more so just about seeing, oh, there's a lot going on and there's a lot of chaos and I am not seeing clearly, and that's okay. Okay, there's some thread about that coming through. So what else is coming through? This is an interesting reading, you guys. Very interesting reading. Emperor. Okay, so for some of you this has to do with like authority or masculine energy, and or feeling controlled in some type of way is coming through here. And let's get more. But this is also about your own ownership and authority over yourself and claiming that, right? This is about saying, I am my own authority. I am my own vessel of protection, security, love. You know, I have free agency within my own life, and I get to choose how I'm focusing my energy. This is about you like owning your ability to make decisions, to have free will, okay? And how the idea of being controlled in any kind of way is sort of coming from an illusion, and like sort of a dysregulated feeling. All right, so I don't know who this is for, but it's coming through here, okay? There's a lot about the unseen coming up to the surface. There's a lot about the shadow collectively, and also just the shadow within your own self sort of being met a little bit more, okay? And how that can feel a little destabilizing, but it's a good thing for the subconscious to make itself more known through triggers, through like you know, anything that's causing an upset or anything that's causing conflict or confusion or like, you know, projecting or deflecting, you know, whatever. It's like all coming from somewhere deep inside of us that exists within the collective of humanity. This is the shadow of humanity that we're not immune to, right? This is us. We're a part of the whole. And when we are blaming another, we're blaming that part of ourselves as well. And so there's an aspect of you know, taking radical self-responsibility here that's showing up in your karma at this time. And there's a lot of karmic energy being, you know, unfolding right now for many of us here. All right, this is also about understanding, again, regulation, self-regulation, and knowing when it's time to unplug and remove ourselves from certain dynamics that feel dysregulating and upsetting or confusing in any kind of way, and to just pull back and take care of ourselves. This is an important message coming through for someone, okay? And reconnecting with the divine and always coming back to that source that is loving and truthful and gives us the truth when we're ready for it, and no sooner and no later. All right? Emotionally, again, I'm feeling like you coming into a deeper state of compassion and love within your life. Like as you continue taking care of yourself, it just feels like I just feel this beautiful heart expansion and like coming together with others in a way that's beautiful, constructive, just deeply loving and embracing of the beauty of life, okay? Embracing nature and the goodness of God and all the gifts that God has given us on this beautiful earth we live on. And I just feel more of this becoming a more normalized experience for you moving forward, especially because we're getting like the Queen of Pentacles and like the Two of Cups and the Magician here. I just feel like communities coming together in love. I feel life-giving connections coming into your field that are very spiritually oriented and very much on the same like spiritual wavelength as you. Okay, and this is so beautiful and encouraging, you guys. And this is just that reminder that any difficulties or hiccups in the energy that you may be feeling are being overcome as you continue connecting back with the divine in an intentional, clear, grounded, embodied way. You know, taking self-responsibility and choosing, making the decision to unplug and come back to God. Okay, God is always your solution, the answer. God is love, right? And sometimes that God and that love transcends our own egos of what it should look like. Okay, so that's really important. Sometimes God and love creates an upset for greater purposes of love and to kind of stretch us and push us outside of our comfort zone so that our love becomes less conditional and less judgmental, okay, less blamey and more integrated and whole and in harmony and union. And we of course are being given grace by the divine in our process, because there is a lot of like shadow and illusion that we're navigating. And so coming more out of that and into our embodiment of like Christ consciousness, like we're being guided and we're not being rushed, okay? But sometimes things outside of us will happen in a way that activates us again outside of our expectations or ego projections. And it's a beautiful thing if we can just sort of roll with the punches in a way. All right, so that's coming through big time. And underneath the Six of Wands, we're getting the Ten of Swords. So a lot of negative conditional programming is being closed out here through whatever process you're going through. And this is a really good sign because it means the dawn of a new day where love is what is guiding you. And not your version of love, but God's version of love. All right, pretty profound message. I appreciate you sticking through and watching this if you have, and I'm sending you so much light and love. Feel free to get in touch on Instagram. I'm leaving that info in the description. You can email me for a personal reading or reach out on Instagram, whatever you want to do, if that is something you want to do. And I'll talk to you later, Pile 1. Bye. Hey there, Pile 2. This is Matt. It's so nice to connect with you. So we're going to be tapping into the higher self of this collective. So, of course, only take the messages that apply to you. But I'm definitely already seeing indigo really being highlighted, and I'm seeing like crystalline energies. So this is a group of very spiritual individuals. You are very, very psychic and intuitive, okay? I'm really feeling like you easily tap into collective energies. You may be very sensitive or empathic in some type of way, picking up on collective emotions. All right, you may be someone who's used to trying to do the emotional work for others by filtering them through your awareness and transmuting it into light, where other people may not have that ability as much. And so it feels like, because you are very insightful and see sort of the more spiritual workings of things, you know on an innate level how to transmute those emotions into light in a positive way, an integrated way. And it just feels like perhaps you've gotten used to taking on too much from outside of you, all right? You're very heart-centered. You have such a beautiful soul. Some of you may identify as being romantics, okay? You may be nurturers, caretakers, right? Like have a maternal instinct that kicks in. You may feel compelled to hold space for another, all right? That's beautiful. I'm picking up UFO or ET energy. Okay, so at some point you may have like connected with like that star being type of energy. All right, I am picking up on like soul contracts with other forms of consciousness, okay? Like other forms of beings who are in your soul group is something that's coming through, and having karma and contracts in this lifetime with that type of consciousness in some way, shape, or form, okay? I'm also picking up heavy Atlantean energy for those of you who resonate with that, okay? Some of you may really connect with like the ocean. Some of you may really connect with technology, like AI or something of the sort. What else is coming through here? This is really random, but some of you may be sensitive to gluten, okay? And so that there's some sort of higher density reason for that. Like, I don't know if it's like something in the wheat or something that you're sensitive to. Like, I mean, obviously that's what gluten allergy is. I don't know why that came in, y'all. It could just be a sign for somebody. I'm not going to dive in too deep there. But what else is coming through? Okay, I'm getting intense sacral chakra energy. So you're very creative. You're a visionary because you have that open third eye, but that also translates in the sacral because those two chakras are like equal in a way, or they're like oppositional in that, you know what I mean? They're mirrors. So again, that's telling me like you may have like learned how to really connect with life through creativity in some type of way over your life. It may have also come through in the form of like your sexuality being emphasized at certain points in your life and operating from that space or expressing through that space, okay? What else? I kind of want to see what this card is. I don't know what it is. Page of Swords. That's interesting. Okay, didn't expect that. But let's see here what this is trying to communicate with us, all right? There's an energy here about learning how to express your truth. Like, it feels like you've upgraded your energy or you've ascended, graduated out of some sort of cycle in your life, and this is sort of like the new beginning here, and like stepping into a period of your life where you're going to be absorbing and learning so much about this new reality and about this new version of yourself, how to express as this new version of yourself, how to communicate, how to take in information and perceive information, how to connect with others in a meaningful, resonant way that's reflective of like this next cycle. There's going to be a lot that feels new coming in for you in this, whatever's coming in next for you, pile 2. It really feels like there's, I want to say a learning curve. I know that sounds a little scary when I say learning curve, but it just feels like there's like so much to like you've already mastered one level, now you're the student again, and you get to like learn a lot. Interesting how we're getting this energy. I want to know more for pile 2, angels. What is this? Because, oh gosh, I don't know if some of you have been feeling like creatively blocked or in some type of way, or like back and forth a little bit as far as like creative expression or your creative path in general in life. Oh my God, so much Wands energy, so much creative energy coming up here. There's some type of like, the universe is like nudging you onto a new path creatively in some way here. And it's going to take you somewhere new, is what I'm getting, into unfamiliar territory, but where so much can be created based on who you really are in this new ascended version of yourself. You're more embodied now, you're more confident now. So it's like coming out of this state of inner conflict and opening up to the possibilities that are already on their way, and new pathways are going to be presenting themselves to you very shortly, I'm getting. All right, and it's just about you like feeling the inspired like motivation to act or to make a decision when something presents itself, or to just choose a new direction. It's kind of like just choose, and the resources and everything you need will present itself to you if you just choose sort of a direction you want to face. That's coming through. It can be creatively, it can be like travel is coming through here, but there's some element of whatever new direction you're being guided to move in being related to like a larger purpose, like a spiritual purpose, a spiritual calling, and more reflective of you, unbridled and uncensored, and you just in your authenticity as this new version of yourself that you're growing into. Okay, there's definitely this coming into yourself, this like ascension happening here, but it's just there is an energy of like relating in a new way, you know, not people pleasing, having those boundaries, knowing that you don't even need to express boundaries at a certain point, because your presence and your knowingness of yourself, your security within yourself, is the boundary that people just immediately sense and see. And so it's not like when you say a boundary that it's like, oh, I'm setting a boundary. It's just you being yourself, you know what I mean? That's of energy coming through for some of you. I'm seeing the movie Labyrinth in my head with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. So either of those figures may be a sign for you, or the film itself maybe, or Jim Henson, Muppets, I don't know. What is coming through for pile 2 here? Yeah, you're being like, you're in this space where you're being shown your free will here. It's your choice. You get to choose to decide. You get to choose to move in a new direction, and you're being offered that space to be able to do so. So some of you may feel a little bit back and forth about something, or a little bit energetically out of tune or out of whack, and it's just about anchoring and grounding into this present moment, into yourself, and then saying, where does the authentic version of myself want to go next? And I have full capability of moving that direction, and I'm going to be supported here. Okay, it just feels like in the past you've been burned and things have not worked out the way that you've hoped they would or wanted them to in some way, and you may still be needing to let go of some of that old stuff that was reflective of an older version of you. Okay, old investments that were sunk, or that felt like lessons instead of blessings. Okay, what 2 cards want to come out? Okay, yeah, I feel like you've been held, like some of you have like really need to pull back from relationships because of the things I was channeling at the beginning, because of like negative mental dynamics you were operating in within relationships. Okay, and really needing to pull back so that you could kind of like step out of these programs, whatever they are. Like, okay, some of you may have just felt disappointed by the way that relationships have gone, so there may be a sense of mistrust in some type of way, or just holding back your energy. But it's like, this is all necessary because you're building a more firm foundation for better relationships, because I definitely feel positive relationships coming in around you to support, uplift, and infuse your life with more love, because it's representative of who you are and what you deserve. All right. Yeah, wow. And new healthier relationships are coming in because of the work that you've been doing in pulling back. You've learned lessons about your own independence, your own self-value and worth, not using other people as a meter or metric for your own self-value and worth, but really bringing it all back home. Okay, again, at the beginning I was channeling, you guys are very empathic, intuitive, helpful, nurturing, maternal, totally. And so you've just needed to learn how to take care of yourself, so that you can actually take care of others in a more healed, like substantial way. That's just more real, you know? Yeah, you've taken on too much in the past from other people, and it's just left you feeling heavy in certain ways, or like it's maybe even left some of you feeling like life is too much, or that like relationships are too much work, or it's just overwhelming. And there may have been triggers, again, 10-10, like negative cycles that have really needed to be closed out within relationships, within yourself, putting pressure on yourself to be a certain way or to show up for people in a certain way, okay, is coming through. Putting, yeah, just a lot of pressure. This could be pressure that you were actually sensing coming from these other people, these expectations that other people were putting onto you because of how you naturally wanted to give, but it was just coming from a distorted place, perhaps, for some of you. But you know, you have the best intentions, and it feels like other people around you had good intentions. It's just sometimes our issues end up like coming together in a perfect storm where it ends up showing us where we're all sort of acting out of alignment in some type of way, and everyone involved is then guided to make a new choice or move in a different direction in some type of way, or at the very least you have been. And it's led to things falling apart, you know, old relationships, old structures, old investments like falling apart, falling away, old expectations of yourself that maybe you were really putting a lot of energy into to make work, and it just didn't. And it's like there's this falling away of something in your life that is paving the way for something better or something more solid and secure. There may have been an insecure foundation where a lot of like friendships or connections or just like ideas about your life were being like invested and rested upon. Okay, whoa. If you're watching this reading, you are going through a big heart awakening in a whole new dimension than you've ever been through before, okay? With that comes the breaking down of old like walls, old expectations, old pains and hurts and disappointments. The way in which we've sort of numbed ourselves out from fully living in our truth and authenticity because it's easier, or it feels easier for a time because we're so used to just ignoring our own needs, or not being met in some type of way. But you're going through a big heart activation, and this is like, again, teaching you about relationships, teaching you about your own value and worth and what you have to give and how you heal the collective is coming through, and how loving of a person you are innately, all right? It just feels like there's been a stopper on this for a while, perhaps, or there's just been walls built around this love that you are and this, like, your heart just at large, like, so this is intense, right? This is intense, but it's because you're realizing you're your own beautiful person. You're not dependent on anything or anyone at the soul level, because you are God being expressed in human form. And of course we crave connection, you know, we're communal beings in a certain way. And but it's just that framework for that connection is being overhauled at this time, which is like amazing and intense and challenging and beautiful, right? So take it easy on yourself, rest, take time to unplug and be kind to yourself and not overthink, not put all this pressure on yourself, and just say, I'm going through a process and I'm being met in the ways that I need to by the divine and by myself and by the right people, places and things and opportunities, and I can just like process and integrate as this is all unfolding. Okay, you're moving in a really positive, prosperous direction. Like, this is like about getting unstuck, moving out of like a stuck period and some things closing out, okay, and moving forward towards your abundance that you already are. All right. And again, I'm getting like soul family coming through, positive connections coming through that are abundant and on that level that can meet you there, right? I don't know why I'm just hearing, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. I'm seeing something about a dog, a little dog. I don't know, or some dog some of you might have. Yeah, there's like some new opportunity that's actually physically being offered to you from the divine at this time, but it's an opportunity that you have the choice to make and look at. It's like it's an opportunity to create space and to move on and to move into a better feeling energy in your life, but it's like um there may be this just like attachment or focus to what has been, and spirit saying, well, what is for you and what is reflective of this new you is coming from a different direction from what you've always known. It's coming, you're going to have to like turn and pivot your energy, and it does take some effort and or just at least intention and awareness to turn towards the new offering from the divine, okay, in whatever form that is. But it feels emotional in nature, and not only that, but it feels like something that's actually being offered to you physically, where it's not just this like idea of something, but it could be a new job, it could be a new career path, it could be a new way to earn money or to attract money rather. It could be a new relationship, it could be any number of things, right? But it just takes us kind of unsticking our consciousness from one attached like status quo and starting to kind of like see the light in a weird way. Ow, my left finger is hurting. Gosh, I don't know what that is. So there's something about your feminine energy, or feminine energy in general. Like, yeah, my freaking left hand is like has this like prickling feeling. There might be like a little hair stuck in my finger or something like that. I know that sounds weird, but so there's something about like feminine energy and a prickliness or a protectiveness around like feminine energy in your life. Okay, this could be your own feminine energy around you, whatever the case may be. I don't want this reading to go too long, so we'll just get final messages now for you, pile 2. Yeah, I just see this new something opening up in your life here. Continue to connect with the divine, with source, to unplug and to just kind of be in your own personal energy with spirit, and just let spirit open up this new path. Yes, it will require you to kind of take a leap of faith and just take a step and to be a little bit uncomfortable in unknown energy. And there may be this kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of back and forth dynamic at first, okay, because of past pain and lack of trust and a lack of, really not wanting to get hurt, really fearing and, protecting the heart subconsciously, not wanting to take a risk or a leap because the heart's been through so much. But there's love, okay? There's genuine, like, on the same wavelength love and compassion and like I see you type of energy showing up here, balance showing up here, care, okay? But there's just, with this 8 of Swords energy, there's just some like ego stuff that is like creating a sense of like stuckness or entrapment in some way, shape, or form, okay? And I don't know, whenever I see this 2 of Pentacles, it's always telling me like multiple things can be true at the same time, and like things can be complicated and nuanced, and there is a way to sort of allow the multidimensionality of a situation to occupy the same space, if that makes sense. Like, and that's life, right? That's just life. So, a final message, Spirit, for pile 2 with love. Okay. Oh, gosh, yeah, there's this like, I don't know if there's like this fear or something around investing in like connection or like collaboration or something like that, because of like some type of like stuff that didn't work out before, or like betrayals, or like just wounds, or like just self-doubt in some type of way showing up here. But it's like, take your time, there's no rush to like figure all of this out necessarily, right? There's a lot of like unemotional energy that might be influencing wherever you are, whatever you're navigating at this time. There may be some like tradition or like societal something or other that's creating this like I don't know if this is like you're being used to not being met emotionally in some type of way. So it's like this kind of resignation emotionally, or this like just like seeing things like in a very like logic oriented way or something. And logic's not bad, but sometimes if that logic is coming from like a societal or systemic program that feels like you're again settling for not being met in some way, and so this is just an energy that maybe you or someone in your field has learned to fall back on in some type of way. It just feels like, again, that may be why there's like this just kind of status quo energy, or being focused on something that isn't actually emotionally fulfilling in some type of way, and some resistance that might be there, okay, showing up. But you're doing wonderful work. I just need to say that you're doing such wonderful work. You're such an intuitive, like singular being that's really showing up. You're such a magical being, and you're going through this amazing process of like letting love into your soul, into your heart, into your life more. And it's not easy, and it's destabilizing in certain ways, okay, but it's really, God is really giving you this gift in whatever way, shape, or form this is showing up, okay? And look at the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing King of Cups, again, denoting like there's genuine care and love and support emotionally for you, and you cultivating that within yourself, okay? And, you know, sometimes you can even use this like logical energy, this kind of more cold or like pulled back energy, to kind of just shine a light on this invitation that you're receiving to embody love in a deeper way than you ever have in some capacity, all right? Or someone in your field who is in this process as well, okay? Because we are talking about like a connection or something. So you may be navigating there just may be somebody or even multiple people in your life at this time who are sort of like kind of in this process of like navigating both the head versus the heart, right? And like but you know, ultimately choosing love at the end of the day, and the embodiment and expression of that. All right, so that's your reading, pile 2. That was very interesting, and this is a beautiful journey that you're on if you resonated with this message. And I'm leaving my Instagram in the description box, and my email as well, so you can reach out if you're interested in personal reading or just like vibing with my stuff. And I will see you guys later. Okay, bye. Hey pile 3, this is Matt. It's so good to connect with you, and thank you for clicking on this video and choosing this pile. This is your message from the higher self of the collective we're tapping into. Obviously, you're your own unique individual. You are not just a collective. You're not just like one part of the collective, but you are your beautiful self, and you have your own spirit team. So definitely take this message just as general overall energies, and if it's specific to you, then that's amazing. So I'm seeing the play button, okay? So this is really giving me, some of you may be YouTubers actually, if you're seeing this message, or some of you may like video games or movies or something, but this is more so spiritually signifying to me this like unfreezing happening in your life at this time, or this like unfreezing of emotions, unfreezing of action, like coming out of a freeze state in your life in some type of way, and being guided in that way by spirit at this time, okay? I shuffled the cards. I don't know what this card is for you yet, but we'll see in a moment. I just want to see. I'm hearing if you give a mouse a cookie. So this is giving me an energy of like giving somebody an inch and them taking a mile. So you may resonate with that as far as people in your life or dynamics you've experienced where you give someone a little bit of your time, a little bit of energy, a little bit of love, a little bit of resources, whatever it is, and people expect more of that from you, or it's never enough or something. So that's one message for somebody here. All right, I'm seeing a farm or a rural sort of setting for somebody, childhood home, or just even now residential area being kind of rural farmland. That's very specific for one or two people. Seeing someone opening cans with a can opener. This can talk about, like, I'm seeing someone who has a lot of canned food in a basement or cellar or pantry. I'm also seeing Columbia Pictures. So this is like, yeah, again, that movie energy. If you like movies, like I'm seeing the woman with the torch, like, for Columbia Pictures. What else is coming through? Sponge. I'm hearing sponge. So you could be an energetic sponge. You could definitely have relate with it, taking on other people's energy, being an empath, or you could be very good at absorbing information. All right. Photographic memory coming through for one or two of you. Yeah, just lovers of learning coming through. All right, I want to see what this is. Seven of Swords. Interesting. So this is all about something that's being hidden from us in some way, or an aspect that of us hiding from ourselves, or someone who's hiding from us, or a lack of like communication or truth, an avoidance of truth, or a mission of truth in some type of way. I'm very curious about what this is, guys. I don't know why I'm hearing dancing with the devil. Dancing through life, skimming the surface. That reminds me of Wicked and that song. All right, let's get some more messages for you. So pile 3, angels. Pile 3. I'm seeing a religious sort of background for one or two of you watching, like a like, I don't know why I'm hearing like Orthodox Christian or Orthodox religion in some type of way, or some very devout like religious upbringing or practice. But I am kind of getting that there was like the beginnings of your spiritual awareness and journey planted in that context, like a relationship with God that was formed in some way or established. Okay, for pile 3, spirit. Individuation coming through. Okay, so I don't know why there's this energy, pile 3, from your higher self coming through around like needing to kind of get away from one way of being, or hide yourself from one sort of like environment or setting or upbringing or like expectation, and kind of like dancing around your truth and needing to discover this truth on your own outside of some type of establishment in some type of way here. And just like cutting your losses and like leaving. So some of you may have like left the church, or, and that's not me saying like religion's like horrible or anything. No, it's just like if something was not representative like you in your individuality, then you may have like felt the call to leave organized religion, or it doesn't have to be religion. It could be leaving a political party, or leaving a friend group, or a work, like a job, or like a family situation where you're kind of emancipating yourself in some type of way here, and you're forging a new path for yourself, and how that kind of brings with it a little bit of sadness and grief of like the old way, and also just having to have worn a mask in some capacity in your life. It feels like there's sort of a emotional release and grief that wants to be met, like mourning the old way, but also mourning the fact that like you've had to like oh shit, sorry, my battery. I'm gonna go get my charger. All right, y'all, sorry, I had to plug my phone in. Where was I? Okay, yeah, just like there may be like a mourning process or some just like regrets or something that wants to come up as you're sort of going down this new path for yourself, where whatever the context may be, wherever you're coming from, you may have felt like you've had to wear masks or not be authentic, okay? Or you weren't fully understood, so it's like you just had to kind of break off and separate, or that you may be in that process, or you know, take it as it resonates. This could be family related, okay? You may have not fit in with like the family structure or like a sense of tradition or something like that. But, you know, on the positive aspect of things, I am feeling like financially you are being taken care of in some way, or you're taking care of yourself in some way. So that's good. And that you're moving in a positive direction, where there's going to be more like stability for you, like lifting who you are up. Gosh, yeah. There's been some difficulties that you've been navigating in some way. A sense of feeling judged. I'm picking the word worthlessness is coming up. Feeling like you were a fool. That's for someone. But this is just like things in the past not going the way that you may have wanted them to go, okay? Feeling just like pressure was being put on you, or just feeling overwhelmed by sort of things. This may be from the past, this may be coming up now in some context. Take it as it resonates for you personally. Shame is coming up, feeling ashamed of yourself, or being made, having shame imposed upon you, feeling like other people felt shame and were projecting it onto you because of who you were in some way. And take it if it resonates. This is all meant to be supportive of you and validating of your experience, not kind of like rubbing salt in a wound, okay? So just know that. Yeah, I'm just getting this energy like there are people who will be able to like support you and nurture you in who you are, and who honor and value who you are, and like other people who gain value from having you around in a positive way, but it's in a mutually beneficial way. They have something to offer back. They have something to give. All right, so it's like I just feel support coming in for somebody watching here. Like, again, you're being taken care of in some way, whatever the circumstances may be. Like, you're manifesting this energetically through having gone through the contrast, or through having chosen yourself and chosen to move in a new direction. That, like, the universe is like meeting you halfway and offering you whatever it is that you need to move forward. Okay, even offering you the space that you need to process some things is coming through, and to feel and to heal and to express and to become aware of. Spirit's offering you that, but also offering you like the abundance that you need, or the care that you need, or something like that's showing up here. It could even be like something could be coming through the family in some type of way, like family money or something like that could be a factor for one or two of you watching. Very interesting. But it's like you've been manifesting this, like you've been doing a lot of energetic work on yourself, whether it's been like fully conscious and intentional or not. It just feels like the byproduct of what you've been doing is the act of manifestation and creation in a new way. And that also is telling me that you have everything you need to go where you need to go. Like, again, this energy of support coming in around you, and like building community, finding your tribe is coming through, finding your people who think similarly to you, people who want to build similar things. people who want to lift you up and see you succeed and see you win and honor you for your singularity, for your individuality, and not judge you because of it. It's coming up. Yeah, there's like a certain aspect of your own energy that you've really been able to like embody and live by and live through and embrace and like luxuriate in and appreciate. I'm so proud of you. There's a lot of like kind of energies, but this is like you being in your power and you knowing that you're a child of God and a child of the earth, and there's abundance all around you, and it can come from any direction at any given time, even when you don't anticipate it. It's there for you because God is there for you, and you've been there for you, and you've made decisions that honor who you really are. All right. Wow. Beautiful connections coming in for you. Beautiful, loving understanding showing up for you imminently or moving forward as you're navigating this path, pile 3. Like mutually beneficial, loving relationships coming through. This can talk about romance, but this is also friendships, peers, okay, collaborators, whatever, a team coming through. Like this is good connections being made and love being at the center of it. And communion and generosity and sharing and charity and all of these beautiful things that we have to give and offer one another. This is about coming into that space of like unconditional giving and loving. All right. Right now you may be in a period of recovery or self-care, which is very much encouraged by the divine, where you're not overthinking, you're not negatively thinking, you're not worrying so much, but you're just relaxing and receiving nourishment from the universe in some way. All right. Healing, connecting with God, with your divine source, feeling creative inspiration come into your body and lift you up, lift your spirits is coming through here. This is so beautiful. You might not know where everything is leading, but it just feels like this is more of the energy and frequency of feeling the presence of good people coming in, or more soul tribe energies coming in. You don't have to know where it's all taking you right now, but I think there's an understanding that something new is being sparked in your life, and that there's a new beginning happening, and that it's going to be creational in nature and positive. And I think you're feeling a sense of motivation coming through here. Again, even through uncertainty, there's fears and doubts because of what you've gone through. And there's just like, I don't know the path. Like, I don't know what action to take, or I can't see very far ahead. Like, I feel like I'm walking blind in the dark here, but that's good because it feels like these beautiful energies are coming in out of nowhere to surprise you, or like you may be expecting the worst in some kind of way, or you may be sort of working through that tendency to expect the worst, but it's like then the universe is now surprising you in these beautiful ways, despite not being able to see where it's all leading. And these beautiful encounters or connections being made are kind of like guiding the path and like putting the bricks down before you. Look, the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you're moving into new energy and it's going to feel uncertain and unknown, but that's on purpose. Your higher self has you in this position on purpose so that you can experience the joy of a new beginning without your past getting in the way. It feels like you're not being shown the path ahead so that you don't project failure onto it in some kind of way. It's interesting. A new adventure is gearing up for you, pile 3. Any more messages for you? Let's see. Yeah, positive shifts, imminent, reflective of your greatness, your boldness, your life force energy that you radiate and emanate, your singularity, your uniqueness, your individuality once again. You're an amazing spirit. You're an amazing creator, pile 3. You're doing so much more for the collective than maybe you give yourself credit for. I think I think you're aware that you're unique and that you serve in a specific way. But this is just like, feeling yourself shine brighter than you ever have before, knowing that it's leading to some, like, the consistent continuous spontaneous generation of new beauty, new connection, new love, new abundance. That's what this feels like. Like you're just being made to continuously trust that you're generating these things as you're walking blind. All right, there may still be sort of this tendency to kind of want to focus on what's not working out and get a little bit distracted by those things. Okay, but Spirit is continuously offering you something that is maybe going to be coming out of left field or outside of your expected or projected, like what you're thinking, right? Yeah, spontaneous manifestation out of nowhere that blow your expectations out of the water and that crumble any negative structures within you that were kind of creating on a false premises, you know, or premise. And it feels like these new, like as old beliefs are kind of crashing and burning, it's like these new things are coming in and anchoring in a very surprising way, where a lot of changes are going to continue to happen in your field. Pile 3 here. All right, any more messages? Yeah, this is all for the best. You can bet on that. Oh gosh, and there's like love coming in for you in some way, and it's like, yeah, it's romantic. There's definitely romantic love. There could even be someone in your field currently or incoming, but there's a very beautiful spiritual, energetic, loving match coming through for you. Prosperous energy. You guys see each other on multiple levels. All right, there's something about you. This again could be friends, this could represent multiple people coming in. It could represent a very significant emotional, spiritual connection showing up for you, a romantic soulmate type of thing. But it's either way, it's like two parts of a whole generating progressive energy forward together. All right, so that's happening here in some fashion. All right, it does feel like a masculine and feminine coming together and like utilizing their respective strengths to drive energy forward in a very spiritual, grounding, healthy, progressive way that gives back in some way. So that's beautiful. That's really the vibe that I'm getting. Any other final messages? Yeah, this is just sort of happening. It's happening outside of your control, and it's like you just kind of need to bear witness and like take your hands off the wheel and watch as this unfolds. Okay, and there's just like a constant sort of disillusionment happening along this journey, along this path, and it might feel a little like overwhelming at times, I'm getting, but it's like I think you're choosing to see what is real and what is true, and not sort of what is like perpetuated based on like past disappointments and past hurts and stuff like that. I feel like, yeah, look, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're seeing, okay, well, I'm actually moving in a really positive, emotionally fulfilling direction, but it's like, it does require me to kind of get out of my own way and get out of God's way and just sort of allow these things to happen, because I've already done so much of the work. I've done so much good work on myself, and it's really just about me continuing to embody my truth in this moment and continue trusting God and taking action when inspired to do so, because this universe is going to be kind of nudging you in certain ways, emotionally or just energetically. You'll feel the call or the pull to move in a specific direction, reach out to a specific person, you know, whatever the case may be, or just say yes when an opportunity presents itself. So I just feel good things for you, Pile 3, and I'm happy your higher self could come forward and relay these messages. I have my Instagram and email in my description box, so you can reach out if you want to vibe or get a personal reading, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.